Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age Mythology Replay. Spawn on the bottom left side as the blue set, we got Doze. Spawn on top right side as the red Zeus, we got EMPigZ, or EMPigZ. Replace the mechanical parts with optical ones, but realize they don't work. Make workaround for that. I saw a YouTube video about one once about the mouse. Need to take a look at it. The problem is, I think I paid like $5 for this mouse. Like, how much is it worth my time just to get a new mouse? Either way, when it comes to age ups, let's see. Set can go for the Anubis or for a Thought. Anubis gives more monument gathering rate. Anubis upgrade, or divine damage for your spearman, which I really think is inadequate. I really do not like this upgrade. Nice thing about Anubites is they're heavy in favor but cheap in food, so you can go cheap on them. They're pretty accessible, just heavy in favor. Plague of Serpents is okay, but extra favor is always quite nice. I think Thoughts over a little bit better. I hate Wages. I think they're absolute junk, but Shifting Sands is an excellent god power. I mentioned you get, of course, something about cheaper farm costs and build time, makes it easier to transition to farms. Axemen melee damage, some Axemen can be very nice in certain matchups. Slingers get a bit of extra damage and divine damage, makes them very good, a bit more generalists, and makes your spear more resistant to pierce attacks, which is always quite nice. Zeus can either go Athena or Hermes. Athena has an excellent god power of restoration. You got the Minotaur, which are a decent mid unit. Not super strong, but not weak either. Just good mid range. You also got Rebalance and Retold. Now they cost gold rather than food. Aegis Shield can be pretty nice, depends what type of composition you'll be fighting against. This is not exactly a great upgrade versus Norse, and against the Egyptians, if they are playing, if you think they're going for chariot archers, this can be quite nice. But against slingers, you could just simply avoid going units are weak to slingers. Then you got Lamnis Minos, and of course Sarasia give you hoplites additional range and melee damage. Ceasefire is a very strategic god power, it's quite nice. Centaurs are a decent backline range cavalry or archer. And of course you get a more speed for your Pegasus and free Pegasus, which is nice for extra scouting. And Spirit in charge gives health and speed to your cavalry. Northern Minotaur heading down south. We got the priest befriending some bastard horses, also known as zebras. Red is now obtaining the counter there. Bolts, the Nubite there. That's probably a good spot for your bolt. The villagers still backing on off though. And he also did some of the snakes. Snakes do 90% less damage to villagers, so they're pretty weak versus them. So not a good idea, plus also buys time for the Spearman's push forward. He has aged up to Anubis, so he does eventually get Poison Spearman. That poison damage effect is actually really weak. I think it's a bit of a buff. It does like 2 damage over like 6 seconds. It's horrible. I find this upgrade completely horrible. Got Hercules here. And of course, Zeus did go for Athena, so it has access to Minotaur and to Restoration. Overall, I think when it comes to the 3 minor gods for the Greeks, I do think Ares, the 3rd minor god that we didn't talk about this game, is the best of the 3. Granted, Ares that's more and more of the mythological improvements, while his minor god, or the god power, is probably the weakest of the 3. Ceasefire can be very good, very situational. And Pestilence is a good way to stop your opponent's reinforcements and slow them down a little bit. We do now have multiple archeries being pulled in the field. Toxa's on the build queue. See the Minotaur got poisoned there, but literally one stab of him spear, and to include the poison damage, only did 4 damage in total. Has 60 hack armor, so 7 damage base divided by 2. Let's just round it up to 4 damage. That may have actually Oh god, that poison damage me only did 1 poison damage. Like, all my math says 1 spear stab should be doing more than 4 damage with the poison effect. That is horrible. Yeah, I really do not put any value in that poison damage. You now the Clairvoyance upgrade, reduce the favor cost of the Vision God Power down to 0, which is very excellent. It only costs 10 favor. It's cheaper than 40 for the second use. Also reduces the cooldown by 50% as well. Sure, it does cost 150 gold, which is 1.5 priest, your scout unit, which is, yeah. Go for this upgrade. It is worth it. Serastia husbandry, because all of these goats need a husband. Blue looks like I found a lot more goats there. I see 7 or 15. Red has 11.
Ετοίμος.
Vision God Power now been summoned.
Πρόσεχε.
Spearman push forward.
Πρόσεχε, λέγε.
Spearman getting some good damage there.
Έτοιμος.
And very little of it was from that poison damage. Spearman now trying to hit these villagers.
Έτοιμη.
If you look at this villager who's hit, she just went down 1 health there. And only went down to 1 health. It looks like the poison spear effect may be only doing 1 damage right now. That's horrible. Those spearmen moved over here. Do now the medium range or medium infantry and the medium range being researched by red. Blue's going for just the gold mine tech. You don't really need to go with the medium upgrades immediately. Blue does the medium spearman upgrade. If you think about it, this increases the effectiveness of your unit of that classification by 10%. So in order to make a 300 resource value upgrade worth it, you need to take your Toxays, take 10% of the cost. This improves them by 10%. And then, which is 10% of the cost is 90, so 9 resources. So 300 divided by 9, and that's how many Toxays in this situation that it would take to warrant to make the medium upgrade cost effective. So it's close to 27 Toxays if my offhand math is incorrect. Actually, no. Yeah, it's probably like 30? No. 33? Roughly 33 Toxays you have in the field to make medium archers worth it. Spearman now push way forward, trying to hit the villager now.
Λέγε.
Toxays in a good position. They would be a good item this moment time. Norm the Minotaur does get a good charge there. Medium Hawkeye is trying to engage. Of course, without ballistics, these Toxays will have bench over versus Spearman, who are actually a pretty fast unit. They move at 5.3 right now. Chariot Archers in comparison won't just move at 5. They'll just make a hit here. They will get stabbed quite a bit. Takes out that spearman. Both players have 2 villager queues. Red right now has 5 more villagers. Jason's shanking some of these medium spearmen. And also Blue just going for mass spearmen. So Zeus should just probably age up. He is aging up to Dionysus. It's access to Hydra. He can hail Hydra. I'm more biased towards Apollo, but right now I think Zeus needs to get out some Hypasis. His initial effect is start with 10 favor, gains 20 favor 20% faster. Myth units cost 1 less population, and introduce plus 6% damage to buildings. And of course, Hoplites 15% faster.
Πρόσεχε.
Yep. With 1 less population, the Minotaur only takes up 2 population, which is pretty nice. Set is now aging up to Nepetus. Of course, a brief disclaimer of what Zeus has for Dionysus. You got, of course, Bronze, Hydra, Skylar Upgrade, which also Hydra, Health Regen. All of you just get plus 5% hit points and Lifesteal on Cavalry. Nepetus does provide the Ancestor Scorpion Man. The Funeral Rites give you a gold rebate upon death. Healers are more, or priests are 30% more effective. Nebuty increase the pharaohs and hit points of priests and pharaohs, and of course, Funeral Bard. So it's a hero upgrade for that minor god. When I say heroes, I mean priests, and occasionally a pharaoh. So he's probably going to try to go towards Osiris. Oh no, it's Set. He can't go for Osiris. Spearman taking some damage there from the Toxidays. Going for more Spearmans. Ballistics is definitely a good call versus these mobile units. And Blue's heading down south to build another town center.
Great. Enito. And Witch.
We do have some Hypasis now being employed in the field. Red's army is smaller than Blue's army by a significant margin. Spearman, of course, a bit more of an anti-cavalry unit, but they have high mobility, which makes them a pretty decent generalist unit. We do now, of course, have the Heavy Spearman upgrade. Heavy range as well. We do have heavy hoplites. Another Vision God Power somewhere. More Spearmen has been pulled up here with the Scorpion Man. Hydra here, so the priest will start poking the Hydra pretty hard there. Northern Minotaur, and we've also got Ancestors who could use a Restoration. Where did the Ancestors get summoned? Back here. Going for a Fortress. Restoration summon, which also heals the villagers while also healing up the army. Very nice. Spearman's going straight for the Fortress here. Does hit the Fortress there. Bronze could be very useful for red right now. Northern Minotaur is getting hit. Northern Minotaur does go down. Fox stays more high pass being pulled in field. Red's Blue's been focusing on some villagers and on the Fortress here, so it's taking a lot of losses here. Another round of snakes being summoned. Those are the Ancestors.
Into you.
The snakes are going down. Red has held. Priest will at least able to get all these guys healed up pretty quickly. Red's going to be counterattacking. His force is very wounded. He does nowhere near have enough to be able to get out another restoration. Snake's going down. We do now have the medium axeman upgrades going for some axemen, which will be useful to countering the Hypasis, but the Hypasis counter the axemen, so it's a bit of a moot point. Unit rights now being researched.
Gary.
Those units will be cleaned on up. We do have now the Aegis Shield, which increases Pierce armor. His opponent, of course, does have some Priest of Help to him, but that's not super important right now. Copper weapons now being upgraded for red. Blue already has some upgrades. Bronze shields and copper armor breastplates and weapons.
In which?
Hercules can take time to bash that scorpion in the head. Right as and there's Bronze there to help him win this fight. His force is quite wounded, so going to just use the edge a victory.
Into you.
Shared archers being researched, that would be a good idea. Luckily his opponent has gone for demons, has gone for shields. Another vision there. Red's reinforcements being brought on in. He does have a good number of health pass here and needs to focus on those shared archers. Starting to get some good damage on him. Shared archers don't exactly have the greatest amount of health. Number of slingers there. I pass this now, charging my forward, trying to shank some stuff. I hear farms that got popped on up. A good number of farms being popped up by blue. Zeus has enough gold, a lot of gold reserve. He has a lot more food before Agion up. My passes will there will be cleaned on up. Red should probably cool off a little bit there. Red for aging up, the guy either go for Hera or for Hepatis. Hepatis, of course, get the Plenty Vault, Colossus. Olympian weapons increases the damage from Myrodromes, and of course, getting bonus damage from Myth units. And of course, Olympian Forge reduces the cost of all armor techs by 75%. Hera, it does have a very powerful god power. Plenty Vaults, both of these god powers are good. Medusa, of course, does have a instant kill ability, which is very nice. Myth units get increased range attack and melee attack speed, make them just straight up attack faster, get the DPS out quicker, along improve their own speed, and also you get free Myrodromes, which is actually very nice. Myrodromes are a heavy infantry or a infantry unit that does divine damage, notifying all your opponent's upgrades, mythological and armory, and inherent attributes as well at it. I don't really see Myrodromes deploy out too often, but I do think Hera's infinite production is very nice to give you a good supplementary force. Also allows you to go for a good number of fortresses in case you want to go for some extra defense. But I cannot deny the power of Plenty Vault, which is honestly one reason why Colossus don't get seen out often, since Plenty Vaults are so good. But Medusa also decent as well. Do you have another round of Ancestors whacking away some units there? So I used Restoration to help win this fight there. Ancestors push forward. Number of villagers here getting hacked apart there. Blue has a full 100 villagers, while Red has 75. Pelcast means good damage. Right now, Red's winning the counter war. The Pelcast is performing far much better than the Chariot Archers, that's for sure. Of course, Pelcast is not the strongest villager tool. That's inside the Moogle stronghold and out the other side. Big old stronghold takes some damage there. Spearman's straight forward. Another round of serpents. Looks like they're starting to get out some camel caravans. I think this account is doing quite well. I don't think he needs triple Q or double Q. I think he just go for a single Q. Actually, he's just going for... He did a single shift Q, shift order, he queue up 5 of them. So that was a mini Q, not an infinite Q of camel caravans. Do now some siege weapons advancing along the flank. Very nice. Red, however, is advancing forward with a good number of siege weapons. And those villagers come shaking the siege tower. Heavy spearmen straight forward. We'll spot some of these camel caravans who are currently. That seems a pretty good trade path. 106. Oof. That's pretty good. Spearman's not overrunning the catapults or the petrol bolos. Another force being killed there. The more, if he goes for Hera, he of course got more of them, but Zeus is down to 9 gold coins. And Clinto's gold mine now. So right now Red's a bit hitting bit brick wall. We saw about 500 wood. Set has a little bit too much wood at the moment, of course. Going for some more scorpion mans. And blue, especially more on the flank. Just medium camel riders and heavy spearmen. Another restoration squad there. Must be getting a little bit desperate for this one. We got a good number of watchtowers on the flank. Red is of course rotating over here, trying to deal with all this infrastructure. Very nice. Only 1 Petra Bowls there. I guess he lost all the others. There's 2 of them. Blue's now building more production structures up here, a good number of barracks, and of course a big old stronghold. And he's aging up to Horus, get access to the adventures to spend to win. Blue's made with a good number of villagers here. Red has a decent number of villagers at the moment as well. This gold deposit will almost be cleaned on up. This one has a good amount of grabbed as well, so Blue's doing a good job of collecting all the gold in the field, not to mention has still some good safe gold deposits back here. Switch over to him. Those are slowly getting picked up there. And he's building more units over here now. Of course, of Horus, you have access to Twister, which I always seem like it feels like it's a better anti-army god power rather than the anti-structure god power. I also believe it should perhaps be buffed and reworked so it can be a castable or targetable unit where it summons of course, the tornado in the field, but you can select on it and order it somewhere. That could be pretty fun as a form of a rework for it. We do now have Hera not being put on the field. We have access to Medusa and of course the good bonus switches to the Meyer drone. There's the Twister there, as I mentioned. Does get summoned on the army. All the catapults go down. Definitely this also should be a cheap god power for a Sharknado. If that's not already in the game. Wouldn't surprise me if that is cheap god power. Oh, there's the free animals. We got the Rhinoceros set, which contains 487 delicious food inside of it, and Hippopotamus set, which also has 375 food in it. Bolts Scorpion Man. Seems like a weird target to target, honestly. Try to target the Avenger. Zeus has quite a bit of food stockpiled up, not too much gold, and even less food at the moment. Good number of farms here, some are idle, restoration summons. Gonna keep the fortress alive, but one of has building oil. Doesn't look like it though. Oh, research building oil now. Hera's still being researched. This will of course give him some time, and when the lightning storm comes online, that would be very good. Definitely Zeus is out of manpower though. Bad times would like to go down, but Blue's now counterattacking with some slingers. Coinage being researched, more camels being summoned, and involves more Axemans. Blue had 4 town sitters, now he just has 3. Was it Blue's having trouble redeploying military units there? Lacking low wood or food, could go for some chariot archers in the meantime, or some slingers. Just get something on the field. Zeus does have fortified town centers as well. Bronze upgrade and the champion range. There's now obtaining a town center. He could also capture the farms and shank the barracks. Fortress stays alive for now. I see what appears to be 3, maybe 4 fortresses on the field. You can get that for some Meyer drum cues. Medusa there. Which also, Medusa is the source of my favorite Your Mama joke. Your mama's so ugly, she turned Medusa into stone. I got that from Billy and Mandy. Red's now push way forward. Got a monument to the priest here to reduce the production cost of all these nearby units. These snakes are still in the region. More ancestors being summoned. Will be easy picking up all those reinforcements, so Blue may want to gather some reinforcements back here and then prepare for a counterattack. Will not be cleaning up those farms there. Ancestors getting some good damage here. I guess have you ever watched Billy and Mandy from Cartoon Network? Then again, I can't assume people are always from the United States. Ancestors has subsided, so with this fortress, got another multiple Medusa on the field, Medusae. I also sort of think they should just rename the Medusa the Gorgons. Does turn that Axeman to stone. These Axemans are hacking apart the siege weapons. After all, that's a pretty good way to hack apart wooden siege weapons with axes. Coinage now been upgraded for red. Now he's eyeing for his own talking caravan. High passes in hoplite to forward. No Myra Drum just yet. I'd really like to see that infinite Myra Drum queue going. Expect to go for that sooner rather than later. He also, Zeus has quite a bit of stock of resource. That's enough for a Titan Gate, isn't it? Red could I have the Titan Gate? Can't say that'd be a good call. Those are trying to pair up the keep there. Multiple of these slingers now being turned to stone. So he's trying to stone the villagers. Does save the fortress there. Looks like the petrification's being overkilled, looks like. Not too much gold left there, 91. But the fortress still be useful for that infinite Q as I keep on putting emphasis onto it. That infinite Q does cost how much? It's a fair amount. In comparison to the other iron upgrades, it's actually rough on par, barring the favor cost. Got some mercenary cavalry now pulling the field. Plus the mercenary cavalry start to get petrified. Shaping axemen now being researched. Another division got power. A very good number of Medusa, that's very sure. I always love seeing Medusa in some of these H4 myth units. You don't see them in mass numbers usually. And Zeus, of course, makes them have one less population, which makes them far more efficient. We got Odysseus in the field as well as how to pronounce him, Bellerophon. He does have a mix of melee damage and divine damage. Of course, he's on top of EMPigZ, so he can jump. He does also have 5 crush damage. It's not great, but it's something. Down south, we got the Axemans now engaging. They're just heading back up north. Slingers here. That's a lot of camel caravans. Another stupid camel. Let's see. Can't see how many he has. Let's see. 60 out of 60. Yep, he has all 60. There's a good number of villagers there, which could go down. He has right now 73 villagers in the field. Another monument goes on up. Town center does go down there. Over here, got the hoplites to down some of these units. And those donkey caravans heading down this town center? Okay. And I got this one here as well, so I'm not sure where that donkey caravan's going. Let's see, right now, economy-wise, Set has plenty of wood and gold, needs some more food. We also lost a significant villagers, 53 out of 100. Granted, a good number of them is occupied these camel caravans. Maybe trying to go for some walls here to divert the traffic of the camel train. Yep, they're starting to get diverted now. Very good. I hope I'm keeping safe, though. It would make the travel time a little bit longer, but safer is probably better at this point in time. Well, I don't know where these stupid camels are going. Now I don't know why the campaign missions tend to have lost camel caravans. Gonna have Axemen and Slingers being queued on up. Anything on the field would be good. Respo to capture multiple town centers, soon to be up to 5. Medusa starting to turn these camels from stone, and they're already carrying stone. If I were supposed to make any sort of justification why it looks like they have piles of stone in the back, it could be actually rock salt.
In which
But I don't know if Egypt ever was famous for rock salt. As most of the Malians go on their gold, as well as their slaves. Hercules does go down there. Another ancestor being summoned. Not sure where. Around... I still don't know. Medusas are taking out these units one at a time, but they are powerful instant kill units. The lightning storms have actually been summoned. Doze has been summoned right here. The lightning storm is... He's now deploying which will be a very powerful asset now. Able to intercept camels. That's definitely the best way to deal with camels. Lightning storm. Just as the gods intended. Sling is now being taken out there. Red has a staggering army of 136 versus Blue's 34. Yep, I think Red's trying to run away with the game. Though Red is trying to run more gold. So is Blue, more so. Red's trying to obtain another town, so we've got a good amount of axemen here. We also got the markets going on down. Just think about the market economy. Another priest there, smiting some of the Medusa. Another vision there. We'll spot a whole lot of nothing. Yep, I think this game's ultimately over. I think Blue should just resign at this point in time. He's still trying to stick around, but I'm going to go ahead and fast forward and wait until I hit that and he ends the game. Or resigns. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching and on to the next replay.